GH is back and welcome to the ones new to the channel. It's episode 11 of our gaming news video timestamps. Let's not waste any more time. Let's do this. First up, let's start with the biggest news the gaming sphere had in a while. The unveiling, or should I say, the discovery of how much the Nintendo Switch 2 and its games cost. The company has officially announced the Nintendo Switch 2 and it's scheduled for release on June 5, 2025 at a price of $450, and a Mario Kart World bundle will be available for $500. And pre-orders were originally planned to start on April 9 but now have been delayed due to recently announced US tariffs. And Nintendo clarified that these tariffs were not factored into the pricing, and according to Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser, the price increase is based on hardware upgrades including a custom Nvidia chip, 256GB internal storage, a 7.9-inch LCD screen, and new Joy-Con controllers. And the system will also support DLSS, ray tracing, and 4K output through the dock. Now, the first-party games for the new console are expected to range from $70 to $90. I believe the physical version will be $90. And a $10 charge will apply to access the Switch 2's Welcome Tour mini-games. And accessories like the Pro Controller and Switch 2 cameras have also been announced with pricing details shared. And Game Chat and Game Share are two new online features, one for communication and the other for limited co-op access without requiring game ownership. And Joy-Con 2 controllers feature new input options including mouse controls and the additional C button. And on the business side, Nintendo shares dropped 7.85% following the tariff announcement, alongside other Japanese gaming companies such as Sony, Bandai Namco, and Sega. And while Nintendo continues to emphasize the Switch 2's technical improvements, Nintendo fan channels and content creators are actively saying they're gonna boycott the Nintendo Switch 2. But I can promise you the Nintendo Switch 2 will sell out and it will be scalped. And this will be our new normal. One thing that could arise here is the sailing of gamers in the high seas. Because let's be honest here, it's getting too expensive now. Next news we have is for S4 League. The open beta test is scheduled to begin on April 15, 2025 and will be available to all players. Pre-registration is open on the BFun global site and includes rewards for participants. And okay, here are the games releasing in April 9 to 12. Commandos Origin releases on April 9 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. It's a real-time tactics game that serves as a prequel to the Commando series. Now, Driveloop Survivals will also release on April 9 on PC, and it's a driving-based roguelike shooter where players drift and fight through waves of enemies while upgrading their vehicles. Asgard's Fall Viking Survivor releases on April 9 on PC. It's a Norse-themed roguelike survival game featuring combat against waves of mythological enemies. Now, Guidonia 2 is also an April 9 release on PC, and it's an online co-op RPG that allows up to 4 players to explore an open world with character building options. Descenders Next is another April 9 release on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. It's a downhill biking game with various terrain types and multiplayer features. All in Abyss, Judge the Fate releases on April 9 on PC, Switch, and PlayStation, and it's a gambling-themed adventure about uncovering fraud through poker duels and psychological battles. Now, Blueprints releases on April 10 on PS5 and PC, and it's a strategy puzzle game set in a mysterious mansion with shifting rooms and evolving challenges. Now, Crashlands 2 releases also on April 10 on PC and iOS, and it's an open-world crafting RPG that continues the story of interplanetary survival and character-driven quests. Now, the Talos Principle Reawakened releases on April 10 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. It's a puzzle game that combines philosophical themes with first-person exploration. Now, Star Overdrive also releases on April 10 on Switch, and it's an open-world hoverboard action game involving racing, combat, and puzzle solving on an alien planet. Promise Mascot Agency releases on April 10 on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, and it's a narrative adventure about managing a mascot agency in a cursed town. Monster Energy Supercross 25 releases on April 10 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. It's a racing game based on the 2025 Supercross season featuring realistic tracks and full crossplay support. Monaco 2, another April 10 release, will be on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. It's a co-op heist game where players plan robberies and escape with their crew in a top-down format. Now, Jumping Jazz Cats releases on April 10 on PC, and it's an online party platformer where players control cats in various minigames set in a large cartoon mansion. Willow Guard releases on April 10 on PC, and it's a single-player fantasy RPG that mixes action combat with choice-driven narrative elements. Now, Game Over, a musical RPG, releases on April 11 on PC, and it's an RPG with rhythm-based combat, moral decisions, and platforming elements. Ninja Meng releases on April 11 on PC, and it's a 2D precision platformer featuring teleportation mechanics and over 200 levels of movement-based challenges. Traveler's Refrain releases also on April 11 on PC, and it's a story-driven action RPG where players explore a forest, use a magical instrument, and battle mechanical foes. Next game is Big Buck Hunter. Ultimate Trophy releases on April 11 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC, and it's an expanded version of the arcade hunting game with additional content and modes. Fubuki Zero in On Hollow Earth releases on April 12 on PC, and it's a high-speed pixel action game where players control Shirikami Fubuki and fight using swords and skills. And there goes the release dates. Now let's talk about the Gacha news. Let's start with the Gacha revenue for March 2025. Pokémon TCG Pocket remains at the top with $85 million despite a decline from February. Now, Love and Deep Space moved up to second with $78 million, overtaking Honkai Star Rail, showing a significant increase from last month. Genshin Impact climbed to third place with $40 million and a noticeable rise in revenue. Honkai Star Rail dropped to fourth with about $30 million, marking a considerable decrease. And Uma Musume Pretty Derby, I'm new to this game and seems like it returned to the top 5 with $26 million, rising 5 spots from the previous month. Next gacha news we have is Tribe 9. The version 1.1.0 trailer, Neo Chiyoda City chapter has been revealed, showcasing intense conflicts in Neo Chiyoda City and introducing new characters set to debut in chapter 3. The trailer highlights dramatic scenes and 3D models of characters with a focus on Q's determination. Next news we have is for SD Gundam G Generation Eternal. The official release date has been announced for April 16, Wednesday. Players can begin pre-downloading the game starting on April 14, Monday. Those interested can pre-register to receive a notification as soon as the app is available, and you can pre-register on this site. Next up, Black Beacon has hit a milestone of 1 million pre-registrations. The game is set for its global launch on April 10, and players who haven't registered yet can still do so to receive exclusive rewards. And in other news, Zenless Zone Zero is coming to Xbox Series X and S. And to mark the occasion, an Xbox Spotlight live stream will take place on April 11, 2025 at 10 AM PDT, with fans able to tune in via the game's official website and Twitch channels. And next news we have is for Another Eden, The Cat Beyond Time and Space. The game announced the main story part 3 Volume 4, Into the Hollow, The Chronos Empire Strikes Back. Written and directed by Masato Kato, releasing on April 12, 2025, protagonist Aldo's new Another Style will be added, along with new characters Nelia and her sidekick Jelia. Players can earn up to 8,000 Chronos Stones through various campaigns, running from April 11 to May 31, 2025, and a friend invite campaign will run until October 6, 2025, offering rewards for inviting others, while the Homecoming campaign rewards returning players. An 8th anniversary special encounter will also be available, featuring a 5-star class dream character. Now, Silver and Blood, the dark fantasy RPG developed by Vista Games, has launched its open beta in select regions including Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Malaysia, Macau, Singapore, and Thailand. The game introduces 45 characters known as vassals, each with unique abilities and backstories. Players can take the role of Noah Nevernight, navigating the troubled medieval continent of Minexus. The game combines traditional RPG mechanics with real-time strategic combat, offering features like the Hunting Night challenges to enhance your vassals, the Blood Arena for PvP battles, and customizable vassal lineups for creative strategic play. Silver and Blood aims to provide a visually rich experience with intricate character designs and skill animations. And here is your free games of this week. Let's start with Poly, a simplistic roguelike shooter. Blast your way through countless enemies while earning powerful upgrades, which turns you into a shape-obliterating machine. Next free game is Anchor, Quest for Atlantis, an isometric action game. Fight against the Guardians and awaken the powers in your anchor to uncover the truth behind the fall of civilization. Next free game is Awkward Valley. According to this, it's a totally normal, definitely not a time loop daily planner sim. And the free game on the Epic Games Store is Cat Quest 2, an open-world action RPG in the fantasy realm of cats and dogs. Cat Quest 2 lets you play solo or with a friend as both cat and dog. And according to this, quest in a world filled with magic, defeat monsters and collect loot in a cat venture like never before. And let's go back to the general gaming news, and here is your Marvel Rivals news. The April 2025 update brings new content and changes to the game. Emma Frost makes her debut as a new hero, and 2 new costumes, Extra Revolution and Blue Sapphire, are available for her. A new domination map, Hellfire Gala Krakoa, has been added, and it will enter the competitive map pool, while Yiggsguard, Royal Palace, and Tokyo 2099 Shin Shibuya will be retired from ranked play. Tournament maps will now align with the competitive mode, and Quick Match and Custom Game will still feature all maps without rotation. Additionally, the settlement logic for substitute players in Quick Match battles has been optimized, where victories will count normally, but losses will not affect combat history or scoreboard. And here is some news from Eurogamer.net. Microsoft has unveiled a demo inspired by Quake 2, created using its new AI tool. The demo, designed to showcase the capabilities of the Muse AI tool for gameplay ideation, is hosted in Copilot Labs and can be played in a web browser. It generates gameplay sequences based on the original Quake 2, but the results are far from playable. The visuals are blurry and the controls are laggy. And the game has only 0.9 seconds of context, making the game disjointed. Players have criticized the demo for being unplayable, with some pointing out that Quake could run on a much less powerful system. Although the demo shows potential for AI in-game development, it struggles to meet expectation for a playable experience. And here is a game released in April 4, Fur and Fables. According to this, it's a party-based bullet hell roguelike. Assemble a team of adventurers, level up, and recruit new heroes along the way. Experiment with party composition and synergies to fit your playstyle and save Fabletown from the endless hordes of monsters. And leave a like before you go. Subscribe. This is Gaming Hardcore. See you on the next one.